Fast forward 3 months, and the UN, WTO, IMF, and World Bank are calling for urgent action by world leaders to increase crop production and help the poorest nations with food aid. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is at a G20 summit of foreign ministers to discuss the looming emergency after earlier G7 talks that President Biden attended.
We had a long discussion in the G7 about how we could increase and disseminate more rapidly food. In addition to that, we talked about urging all the European countries and everyone else to end trade limitations on sending food abroad.
Secretary Blinken, Reuters reported, plans to call on G20 nations to press Russia to support UN efforts to reopen sea lanes that Russia's blocking and to warn China not to back Moscow's war effort.
They say farming isn't a career, it's a way of life. While the work is rewarding, the daily stresses can be both physically and emotionally demanding. Sadly, 50% of farmers say it's difficult to access therapy or counseling in their community. Our 24-hour helpline changes that. Call 211 or text FARM-FL to 898-211. You don't have to deal with stress or anxiety alone. Learn more at 211.org.
I'm Sabrina Halverson for the Southeast AgNet.
Unbeatable prices and events are popping up everywhere at Rural King. Like an antique steel fire pit for just $49.98. Or your choice of 27-foot tie-down ratchet straps, just $7.99 a piece. And don't miss taking a spin on the baddest mowers at our Lawn Mower Rodeo, Saturday, June 18th from 10 till 2. Must be 16 or older to ride. Shop now at RuralKing.com or your neighborhood Rural King, America's farm and home store.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Today will be partly sunny with a thunderstorm in spots and a high of 90 to 92. Clear moonlit sky this evening, low tonight 74 to 78. Then sunshine and a few clouds Tuesday, thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon, high 91 to 94. Mostly cloudy Wednesday with a couple of thunderstorms in the afternoon and a high of 91 to 95. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
This hour of Ocala Talks is brought to you in part by Blockers Furniture. Go see all their specials at blockersfurniture.com.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Good Monday morning. Welcome to Ocala Talks. July 11th, 2022. It's my cousin Tina's birthday today. Too bad that, I'm not going to call her anything because I'm just not. Just tell her she's another day older. I know a guy that loves birthdays. He thinks they're the most important things that you can celebrate. Galen, from Life South joins us. He does every day. Brought to you by the good folks at Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, just shipped and Penn Flooring. I know, Galen, that birthdays hold a special place in your heart.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
they do. Yeah. Right next to my some other valve that probably doesn't work.
Right next to getting your toenails and fingernails ripped off by a pair of pliers.
Well, I don't know if it's that bad. I just think people are. I don't know. People overrate their birthday so much.
Well, I don't even celebrate my birthday. I don't even celebrate my birthday.
No, I was out to dinner.
No, I don't celebrate my birthday. We start my celebration on the 1st of July for the whole month. It's the whole month. It's the birthday month.
Yeah, that is true. You are one of those guys.
And then next month, we'll celebrate next month that it's only 11 months till my birthday month. It'll be great. It'll be fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah. That's right. Well, it's kind of an advent calendar. It's a birthday calendar for Tom.
But, if it was up to me, we would use it instead of the Gregorian calendar we use. Let's be honest.
Is that what it is?
Let's be honest.
All right.
Let's be honest.
All right.
First thing I would do is create a new month. And I'd take all these 3 days that are left over at the end of the month. I'd make every month 28 days just for uniform. You know what I mean? 4 weeks, 7 days
Sure.
is good.
Sure.
I think that's a good.
Sure.
That's the first thing I'd do. 31 days.
That's been talked about a lot, believe it or not. There have been a lot of talk about.
And
that.
we have that calendar already. You know what it's called? The broadcast calendar in radio.
There you go. It's true.
It is
anybody
the
works-
broadcast calendar is only 4 weeks. That's it.
I mean, it's like every quarter's got 90 days. All the financials are done that way. It's yeah.
It just makes sense to me. That's all. But I would have never thought of it until I got into broadcasting and then saw the broadcast calendar. I go, so February is the smartest month of the year, really. Let's be honest.
Sure, I don't think anybody thinks that, though. I think everybody thinks, February's cheating me.
No,
You
and
know?
it's actually the most efficient of all the months.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we should have a 13th month. That's the only reason they didn't do it, because 13 was an unlucky number in the medieval times. So that's the only reason we don't have 13 months.
Well, it became an unlucky number in the medieval times.
Right.
It wasn't before that.
Right.
Yeah.
I still find it amazing that you can go to hotels and all, and they got a 12th floor, 14th floor. But we don't have a 13th. Yes, you do have a 13th floor. I don't give a damn that you didn't put 13 on the floor number.
That's just silly. I wonder if there are people out there that would never stay on the 13th floor.
Oh, yeah. You go to a lot of hotels, there is not a 13th floor.
No, I get that, but I mean, are there people like, oh, no.
Oh, yeah, there's
I'm
a
not gonna
phobia
be on-
for being scared of the number 13. A serious.
Oh, there's a phobia for everything.
Yeah, but this is one that's recognized by, the guys who recognize nutbags.
Is that what it is? All right.
And by the way, I am part of the group that is a recognized nutbag. Let me just go ahead and say that.
Well, we all have our thing. I'm not taking that away. I mean, we're all a little quirky or a little kooky. That one's just not mine. And I don't understand anybody else's kooky, because I think that's the way it's supposed to be. It's your kookiness.
Yeah.
I am not supposed to acknowledge it, and you are not supposed to acknowledge mine.
It's
That's the way that I grew up.
Christodecaphobia.
Yeah.
People who harbor a suspicion of the number 13 or harbor a fear of Friday the 13th. It's both. They cover both in the one phobia.
It's just that's probably best. One umbrella.
Triskaidekaphobia.
One umbrella.
Yeah.
But I feel the same way about people's superstition. Because I guess 13 is more of a superstition than it is a phobia.
But its
I don't
origins.
think people are laying down in the fetal position.
This is what I love. Google says the origin is conjectural. And then they put in parentheses, that means a matter of guesswork.
Well, yeah. That's dumb. Thanks, Google.
Well, that's like I have a very real phobia that I've had friends learn the hard way about, and that is and I'll put it out there for everybody to know. I'll tell you, and if you try to trick me with it or get me with it, you end up usually in the hospital, and I end up in jail. It's kind of simple. I've had people try to play this trick on me before, and that's always been the end result. So keep that in mind when you're plotting that you want to scare me now, because you're about to learn my phobia. I am deathly afraid of clowns.
Yeah, I think we all are. I don't think.
To
that's
me,
a phobia.
clowns are just middle-aged child molesters that dress up in makeup. Them and the ice cream man. That's me. That's just my thoughts. My thoughts.
I think the ice cream man's a little far, but no, I believe that clowns should be afraid. You should be afraid of them.
Look, if it can if a stuffed clown can snatch a boy out of the bed and under the bed like he did in Poltergeist, I don't need I don't need it. I don't need it.
Well, I mean, think of all the great clowns that we know of. They're all a little weird. John Wayne Gacy,
Serial killer.
Yeah.
Clarabelle the clown ended up being Clarabelle the clown ended up being Captain Kangaroo. That's kind of a weird name.
Well, I like Captain Kangaroo.
I didn't like Clarabelle the clown, though.
I don't know who that is.
That was the guy that played the guy that became Captain Kangaroo was Clarabelle Clown on the Howdy Doody show.
First of all, you can say that. Doesn't mean I believe it.
Well, he was. Although Lee Marvin will tell you he's also the baddest SOB walking the planet. Lee Marvin told a story on Johnny Carson one night that the guy, what's his name, Captain Kangaroo's Bob Goshen, is that right?
I don't know.
I believe that's who it is. Let me see, Captain Kangaroo, Bob Keeshan, yeah. That Bob Keeshan Johnny Carson asked him, you fought in World War II. He goes, I did. He goes, you were always a bad guy, tough guy in the movies and all. Did you see anybody tougher than you in World War II? He goes, yeah, the toughest guy in the world I ever saw. He got shot in the rear end. Although he didn't say rear end. He got shot in the rear end 3 times. Saved 8 guys from a firefight. Went in and took out the gun that was picking them off and everything. He saved. He lost 2 men, but saved 6 of the others that were wounded. Brought them all back. Got them all into safety and everything. Johnny Carson goes, that was a bad man. Who was he? He goes, well, his name's Bob Keeshan. And Johnny Carson looked at him and goes, Bob Keeshan? He goes, yeah, Captain Kangaroo. So
there you go.
Captain Kangaroo wasn't to be messed with. I promise you that. And, then there were always the rumors. There was always the rumors about Mr. Rogers being a Marine and everything, and that's why he wore the sweaters with the tattoos. That's false, folks. That is inaccurate about Mr. Rogers. But
he was a pacifist his entire life.
His entire life. But Captain Kangaroo was a bad guy, tough guy, but he was a clown too, so that rules him out for me. Ronald McDonald, nope, gone. Can't do it.
Well, that's how he was dealing with his PTSD. It was being a clown. And then he got over it and became Captain Kangaroo. I can accept that.
Although, let's be honest, who's creepier? Ronald McDonald or that big-faced, big-headed Burger King king? They're both a little creepy.
Yeah, I think anybody who wears those costumes is creepy.
You never been a mascot before? And your love for sports, but your small demeanor, you hadn't been a mascot before?
I've been a mascot for the Blood Center. I've worn the dog suit.
Oh. I didn't know you had a mascot.
Yeah, he's not prevalent.
No, because he only comes out when you wear the uniform, it seems.
And we used to be it was a way to, if you did something wrong kind of a thing. I think it was more of a punishment than anything else.
Well, probably. I was the Statesboro Borough. That's right.
Uh-huh.
You think I'm a jackass? I actually, for 2 years, was the representative who dressed in the jackass mascot outfit because I was the Statesboro Borough. And we'd go to things,
on that.
You'd go to things like the Special Olympics and stuff like that. Literally, would go to the Special Olympics. The kids would run from this mascot.
Darn right they would.
They wanted nothing to do. First off, I understand Statesboro, Borough. I get that. Who really thinks that it was a good idea to have a donkey? The Democratic Party. Never mind. Sorry. Never mind. I forgot there's a prominent jackass that's a mascot for somebody. I forgot. See, now this is where I could make a joke. This is where I could make a joke. And now they put him in a suit and tie behind the podium. But I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I did not say that. I could have said that, but I will not. I could have said that.
Wow.
Well, he's the economy's in great shape. Just ask him. We'll take a break. Yeah.
Well, he blamed the Republicans today.
What's he gonna do? He can't say that he's not lucid and that he's got mental issues, and I can't admit to that. They would 25th Amendment him, and then we got Kamala. Come on, we can't do all that. Keep strong, Joe. Keep strong. We got to take a break.
Yeah.
We'll be right back after this timeout. You're listening to Ocala Talks, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source. Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Nirvana Medical Spa is Ocala's premier medical spa, home to a variety of non-invasive corrective laser treatments and facials. Besides filler, neurotoxin, laser hair, we offer PRP, tattoo removal, body contouring, vaginal rejuvenation, urinary incontinence, and men's sexual health. Become a better, brighter, happier you at Nirvana Medical Spa.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Monday. Galen, you know, is my guest as he is every day, brought to you by the good folks at Penn Flooring, Just Shipped, and Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. Galen, I got to ask you, you know, you're the guy that's been married. How long have you been married now? Like 63 years, something like that?
Yeah, 25.
Your wife thinks it's 63. That's what it is.
That's right.
Your wife
That's
thinks
exactly
it's
right.
63. So, you know, and I'm new. My wedding anniversary is actually the 23rd of this month. It'll be 1 year. They say the hardest part's the first year. I find the hardest part is anytime I'm awake, but that's just me. It's just me.
There you go.
But my wife, I need to know if my wife's setting me up or if she truly believes this. Can you help me out with this?
Sure.
So she puts this meme out today, and she tags me in it. She, you know, looks at, and it's a guy laying in the bed, and he's covered up in the bed all the way up to his neck, like he's in the bed. Now, what his wife can't see is on the side of the bed, down on the floor, is his golf bag. He's wearing his golf shoes, but she can't see that, and a 6-pack of beer. So he's out of there. As soon as she gives him a chance, he's on the way to the golf course. But the line says, "I'm sorry for doubting you're sick. I guess I can do the grocery shopping myself today." And then I put, like I would have a plan together that much to be planning, where I had the beer with me, the golf bag, everything already ready to go at a moment's notice. Now, and my wife agreed with me. She's like, "That's right." Now she agreed with me because she's just setting me up, or does she really understand there's no way I'd plan that much in advance?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of both. I think you're overestimating yourself, and I think the rest of the world knows you're incapable of doing that.
Yeah, there's no way.
So, yeah. And I think partly your wife would be, like, really impressed if you went to that effort. But in the back of her mind, she knows you're incapable of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, there's no way I'd put that much. First off, there's no way I'd give that much thought to getting ready to go play golf.
Yeah, that's exactly. See, that's just it. I mean, we're just not that thoughtful about anything.
Like last night. Today is Monday's.
That's a lot of work right there.
Right.
I'd rather just get yelled at.
Just Shipped is closed on Monday afternoons, right? We don't open on Mondays. We're closed Sunday and Mondays, Tuesday through Saturday. Just Shipped is open. So Monday afternoons, I can go play golf. Well, last night, my golf club's in the garage, and my wife goes, before you shut the garage, put your golf clubs in the car so you have them tomorrow. Which is a plan. See, that's a plan. So this morning, as I'm leaving, I give her a kiss bye and go, hey, don't worry about the golf clubs. I'll be back to let the dogs out anyway. I'll put them in the car then. She goes, I thought you put them in last night. I go, no. Once again, you think I plan. You told me to put them in the car. I was watching the Braves game. My plan was already been implemented. Watch Braves game. That's all I got. Don't try to cloud me with more information or another task that'll just throw my whole day off. I don't have the bandwidth.
Yeah.
I don't have the bandwidth.
No, well, that's not what we're. No, we're going from point A to point B, and if we happen to remember that we have to go to point D, doesn't mean we'll remember to get everything we need to go to point D.
No,
that's a lot of work.
Every morning before I leave the house, I stop at the front door, and I audibly say out loud, wallet, keys, phone, glasses, wedding ring. Okay, I can go to work now.
See? That's not a bad mantra.
It's a checklist.
I would have kept all that stuff in my car inside the garage. That's what I do. Anything that I'm going to need the following day, I'd keep it in my car.
See, but that's a plan. That would be way out of my league.
No. I just leave it there and I take it all off before I get out of the car.
Oh, I see. Because I thought anything you may need, not just some things. I thought anything. Because if it was anything I may need in a day, I don't necessarily would use it, but I may need it. I'm going to need a 26-foot U-Haul.
Yeah, that's
just in case.
Like the keys. I leave my keys in my car inside my garage. I leave my wallet in there. I don't leave my phone. But I have left my phone. I've worn my slippers to work because I forgot to put my shoes on.
So note to self.
Yeah.
Note to self. Figure out how to break into Galen's garage, and you can rob him for his car and his wallet.
There's a lot more. You can just steal my wife's car at that point.
It's a nicer car. Let's be honest.
It is. Yeah.
See, that's where I'm one up on you there. At least, I don't know. Hers is made by Mercedes.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult to break into a garage.
It is. I just found it. Here's how bad I am. You're going to laugh, but that's fine. My wife laughed too. So yesterday, I don't know if you lost power, but yesterday, for about an hour, we were out of power out where we live out by 326. A storm had come through, and it knocked the power out, and it was off for an hour, hour and a half. And the garage door was up. And I go, uh-oh. Garage door's up. We can't lower the garage door because the power's out. My wife pulls this lever, and then the garage door comes down. Who the hell knew that could happen?
You're not really a man.
Who the hell knew that could happen?
You didn't. You knew that.
No, I had no idea.
Have you never installed a garage door?
I haven't installed anything. Look, if I have a power tool in my hand, there's a good chance me or anybody within a 10-foot radius of me could get injured.
You not knowing that you know what, that
I had nothing.
All a meeting.
I had nothing.
You may get your man card removed.
Oh, yeah. Like that would be the first time. Like that would be the first time that came up for discussion.
No, I get it, but that's a basic. Like that's changing a flat tire.
I can't do that either.
Or can you jump a car like with another because your battery?
Oh, I can jump a car off. I can do that. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to call a meeting.
Look, seriously, I blew a tire out of my Nissan Pathfinder one time, and I couldn't figure out how to use the jack. Craig Stewart had to come change my tire. I'm not lying to you. I'm not ashamed. I'll admit
somebody
it.
people with less hair tend to be smarter.
And he was smarter about that than I was. That's just how it is.
How do you not know that? What did you think that cord was?
I didn't even
You probably
look.
walked by it.
By the way, that cord I thought was what you were supposed to have the tennis ball on to know how far you'd pulled in the garage.
But no, that's on the complete wrong side of the garage.
Yeah, our garage door opener is right in the middle too. It makes no sense why I would think that, but that's just what I thought. 2-car garage right in the middle. That's where the tennis ball goes. No, it's not. That was right there, and the door came right down, almost like it was made or designed that way. It's quite amazing.
Susan is dealing with a borderline 3-year-old child.
Oh, first off, let's just remove the word borderline.
All right.
Okay.
Wow.
She's dealing with 4 dogs. She's dealing with 4 dogs and a guy that's about 4 years old. Okay.
So
I'm the guy that will still pass gas sitting next to her on the couch and then look at the dog and blame his mom. Okay? I'm really 4 years old. Let's be honest. The dog will look up. What was that? I'll go, your mom. She did it. She did.
Right.
So let's be honest.
You just hope they don't all instantly leave you.
Let's be honest. If I could, I'd give up the life I have now. I'd keep my wife, of course, because I love her. But everything else I'd give up if we could just have field day every day of the year.
Okay. What do you call field day?
Where you did the shuttle runs and the games and all in elementary school towards the end of school year. When you had the one day where everybody went outside, you competed in the 3-legged races and the shuttle runs and, just a complete play day where you had no care in the world. All you were at was with your friends on the school playground playing. That was it. If I could.
You had the bike rodeo when you were in that?
Oh, yeah, of course we had the bike rodeo. Because everybody rode bikes back then.
I sucked at that.
Everybody, look, if you lived less than 2 miles away from Norwood Elementary, there was no bus picking you up. You were on your bicycle. We had like 40 bike racks out front of the school. All of them full.
I don't remember a bus ever going to Highlands Elementary School.
Well, there you go. We got to take a break. We'll be back more with Galen after this timeout. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. You're listening to Ocala Talks on WOCA, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
The Los Angeles Department of Elections determined the petition to recall Los Angeles County District Attorney George Gascon has enough signatures to trigger an election. Tim Lineberger on KTLA 5 is a part of the Gascon recall.
Los Angeles residents are really making their voice loud and clear with today's submission, and we're excited to finally be to this point, but it's sad that we even have to do it in the first place. There's too much at stake.
Nearly 715,000 signatures were collected. A total of 567,000 valid signatures were needed. A fire in California's Sierra Nevadas continued to expand, with sprinklers being deployed to protect over 500 of the giant sequoia trees. The blaze in Yosemite National Park was measured at 2,044 acres Sunday evening, zero containment. Thanks for listening. We are USA Radio News.
This is your captain speaking. You better buckle your seatbelts for this one. I noticed my passport was due to expire, so I went to Staples. I got a passport photo in 10 minutes, so we're good to go.
Now at Staples, get 20% off travel products when you purchase a passport photo. Get travel ready at Staples, your one-stop travel prep destination.
Let me tell you about another time that Staples saved my caboose. That all started back.
N731, in-store only. Excludes Instacart orders, certain products, services, and technology. See staplesconnect.com/services/travel for details.
New message. Hey, girlfriend, it's Carol from jury duty. We never actually spoke, but I saw you ordered the same hoagie as me at lunch. What are the chances? Anywho, I heard you just got a boat. We should totally grab some hoagies and take it out for a spin.
When you get a boat, you also get new friends. Make sure Progressive's one of them and get coverage today for as little as $100 a year.
Do I want to feel the wind in my hair? Guilty as charged. Oh, seriously, let's ride on your boat.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy not available in all states.
Howdy, Hey folks, RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
If you suffer from joint pain, arthritis, or an injury, you know the traditional treatments, pain meds, steroids, and then surgery, right? Hey, it's Tom Schmitz with great news. Now there's a better way, and it's here now from the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. This is an advanced, exciting, and natural alternative that can give you lasting relief using your body's own healing power. Listen, steroid shots are toxic to your joints, pain meds are addictive, and nobody wants to go under the knife. It's 2022 and those old ways are out and the new ways are in. Regenerative medicine can restore and repair damaged joint tissue using the natural biologics, no drugs, no downtime, no surgery. QC Kinetics regenerative protocols can address any pain in any joint and give you the quality of life you deserve. They now have offices in Ocala and the Villages. Call 352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550.
Everyone's favorite time of year is here. Yep, it's Christmas in July at Blockers Furniture in Ocala. Old St. Nick just stopped by Blockers for its mid-year drop-off of savings, including sectionals starting as low as $19 per month. Save up to $700 on select queen bed with dresser and mirror sets. Mattresses starting at just $3.99 and more. Plus a free Christmas tree with purchase of $6.99 or more while supplies last. It's Christmas in July at Blockers Furniture, 2402 Southwest College Road, Ocala. BlockersFurniture.com. See Blockers for complete offer details.
At Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala, that big full-page ad is just the beginning of the savings each week. For money-saving yard and garden ideas, you've got to see for yourself, so plan on coming out some morning and enjoy a walk through this gorgeous 5-acre garden. This week, Bob has blooming hanging baskets, buy one, get one at half price. Take your pick of all the best herbs. They're 50% off. Fruit plants starting as low as $9.99. And the year's biggest selection of citrus with bushes starting at $29.99, patio pots for $49.99, and trees at just $69.99. Butterfly and hummingbird plants start at just $3.99. And don't forget shade trees. Buy one at Bob Wine's super low price and get a second one just like it for 50% off. Come on down to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens on Southeast 38th Street in Ocala. They're open daily 9 to 4, Saturdays till 3, in the same blooming place, growing with Ocala for more than 70 years.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Monday, coming up at 9 o'clock, Greg Martin will be here from the Ocala Police Department. Major Greg Martin will be here to bring us up to date on what's going on around the city with the police department. But on the phone lines with us, as always, at this time is Galen Unall from Life South. Galen, I just got a text from a friend of mine who is a lot like me when it comes to being woefully inept in the mechanical area.
Plus, a non-man?
Yeah,
another non-man?
Plus childlike in his behavior. And he texts me and he goes, everything you said right now is truth about me too. No wonder your wife and my wife get along so well. He goes, but it makes me wonder, do you think when we all go out on a double date, they really think it's a play date because we're like children? That's actually a possibility.
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
That actually could be a real possibility. That while we think it's double dating with our spouses, they really think it's a play date, like you would take your children to, do a play date at one of the playgrounds or something. And our playground just happens to be called Charlie Horse. You know what I mean?
That's exactly right.
He may have a very valid, but see, by making that valid point, now our wives know we're actually a little smarter than children. I don't know that I probably shouldn't have said that live on the radio. That they think we're children because that means we know they think
pretty
we're
good.
children. You know.
Oh, we all thought you were a child before. Yeah, I mean, this just gives more evidence to it.
Yeah, well, there you go. There you go. Hey, breaking news out of Atlanta late last night. It was announced actually 11 hours ago. So, yeah, late last night. It was announced that the Braves have acquired PED suspended twice in his career, 3 times in his career, I think. Way overpaid Seattle Mariner and New York Yankee, New York Met, now San Diego Padre, but now a Atlanta Brave, 39-year-old Robinson Cano. Huh?
Yeah, that's a head scratcher. I don't know unless the Braves think he'll help them in a pinch hitting situation, or the DH when they go to the American League. I don't know what were the pieces that were.
Ozzy Albies is injured and will be out probably 2 months. So now they got Arcia playing second base, and he was the utility infielder that could be used anywhere. So now they're a little short on depth in the infield. So I guess that makes that is their rationale. But he's 39. He's been suspended numerous times for cheating. And from every indication you hear, he's not a good locker room guy. And this is a locker room that's the reason they're probably as good as they are, is they're so tight-knit and, just everybody's in tune with everybody else. This could blow up in the Braves' face.
I don't think they'll allow it. I just wonder if they gave up anything, because he was in the AAA for San Diego.
Cash
so
consideration.
For cash.
Cash consideration.
Yeah. And again, the Braves are looking at it and saying, okay, maybe we let him play, 3 or 4 times a week at second base. He's not an everyday second baseman anymore. His body can't handle that. But he is a guy who can get hot and, put runs on the board. I agree with you. I think the locker room in Major League Baseball is the most important locker room in all of sports, because they see each other so much. And not just like the offensive line room has to be tight, right, in football, or the quarterback room has to be tight. But in baseball, the entire 25-man roster has to be tight, because they are together 300, the entire baseball season, 162 games, 200 days. So it's incredibly important. I just don't. I think that's what they're going to have to do, Tom, is give him, 2 games out of every season, or out of every series, kind of action.
Yeah, I guess they're, I know that he.
They don't have anything coming up, right? They don't have anything in the farm system. They don't have anybody you can play who's ready to play in the infield every day.
No.
You got your shortstop is finally becoming what everybody thought he would be with Swansby. You could make an argument he's a top 3 shortstop in the game right now. So I think second base are just trying to fill in gaps.
Right. Well, he is leading.
I don't think it makes sense. But that's me.
He is leading the. Dansby Swanson is leading all the National League in hits for the season.
Yeah,
for the season, yes.
I know he's like. I think he's going to be an all-star.
Oh yeah, he'll be an all-star. Look here. Here's the beauty of it. Do you know with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position, he's batting .523. Anytime you get every 1 out of 2 times you're at the plate, you get a hit, and he's doing it with 2 outs and runners in scoring position.
That's incredible.
That's a crazy stat. At the .523 he's batting. They said that last night.
Yeah, that's incredible.
He went 4 for 4 again last night against the. And the Braves are doing what they're supposed to do. They're beating the hell out of all the teams that are under 500. They swept the Cardinals. They swept their last 2 series, the Cardinals and the Washington Nationals. and they start a big series this week today, 3-game series against the league, the East leading and second best record in the National League, New York Mets. So it's going to be a big 3-game series coming up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but not, it's just, this is for the Braves and the Mets. This happens every now and then, but there was a big series this weekend. The best team in baseball playing a team that's on the rise. Some call it the best rivalry in sports. I don't know that I'd go that far, but it's a pretty good rivalry. But your guys played pretty well against the dreaded New York Yankees this weekend.
No, the last 2 games they did. The first 2 games they played like an absolute dog.
Yeah, but it was a split with the number 1 team in the game. They should have been swept by the Yankees if you ask the Yankees.
They should have. Right now, the Red Sox starting pitching is absolutely devastated. Their bullpen is terrible. And they won those 2 games without Devers and Bogart, basically, because they're both kind of hurt. The Saturday night game, the come-from-behind victory, is one of those games that you look back at the end of the season and say that was a pivotal game for both teams. The Red Sox pulled it out. But, again, the Red Sox are playing good baseball, and the Yankees aren't that good. I think the Yankees are vulnerable. And what I love is because of the Yankees organization, they're going to panic after the series and make some kind of a trade that impacts them. I read this morning they were looking at trying to get Andrew Benintendi from the Kansas City Royals, who the Red Sox got rid of at the pinnacle of his career. He started out with the Red Sox and they traded him because he's just not that good. He's not a Major League Baseball ready left fielder. He doesn't hit for power. So, but now the Yankees are already starting to scramble. I find it fascinating.
Well, here's the American League All-Star lineup because the All-Star game is next week, next Tuesday, correct?
Is it in Atlanta?
No, it is not. It's in Los Angeles. Los Angeles at Dodger Stadium.
I wonder if they're going to have to wear masks.
I don't know.
By then, I think the mask mandate will probably be in effect by then.
Probably. Alejandro Kirk is the starting catcher for the American League team. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., starting first baseman. Jose Altuve is the second baseman. Tim Anderson's the shortstop from the White Sox. Rafael Devers is the third baseman from the Boston Red Sox. Aaron Judge is an outfielder. Mike Trout's an outfielder. Giancarlo Stanton is an outfielder. And Shohei Ohtani is the designated hitter. The only one that I really think is just put on there but that shouldn't be there is I just don't think Giancarlo Stanton's had that good of a year.
Ooh. I think he's in the top 5 in like RBIs, home runs. He's had a pretty decent year. I mean, I don't know if you saw the bomb he hit last night, but no, he's fine. I really don't think anybody of that starting lineup has been snubbed. I don't know who you'd put in front of Giancarlo. Put it that way.
I'm looking at all the pitchers though. Not a Boston Red Sox pitcher on the team.
No, because we're hurt or terrible. Chris Sale still isn't coming back yet. We have the worst. I read this stat and I almost passed out. We have more blown saves than the entire American League combined. We have more blown saves than saves.
That's not a good stat to be. That's not a good stat to lead.
Not at all. Not at all. We have no closer. We had Matt Barnes, who absolutely just is terrible. And they kept him back there going, oh, he's going to figure it out. He's going to figure it out. No, he's not going to roster anymore.
No. So
Baldy's hurt. It's not good.
All of your all-star reserves for the American League got a New York Yankee, Twin, Cleveland Guardians. Xander Bogaerts from the Boston Red Sox made it.
I think he's the best. I think Xander Bogaerts is the best shortstop in the American League. I get Tim Anderson, but when you look at his glove, his bat, his leadership, I think he's the best shortstop in the game, and the Red Sox need to pay him.
Can I ask though? Because I don't I don't follow the American League as well as I should. I mean, They got Shohei Ohtani as a designated hitter. They have Jordan Alvarez from the Houston Astros as a designated hitter, and Miggy as a designated hitter. How many designated hitters you need?
They had to get Miggy in the game.
Oh, well, I know Miggy's in there. This is definitely because Miggy's on the downside. He hit for the man won the Triple Crown 2 years in a row, okay? And it hadn't been done since the 40s. So I understand why Miggy's a professional hitter. But do you need 3 designated hitters? And is Ohtani, because he's going to designate a hit, because Ohtani's going to designate a hit and he's going to be in the home run derby, is he pitching a pitch in this game?
Not. I hope not. And on the American League, you have to put Albert Pujols in the All-Star game, don't you?
No, Albert Pujols is in the National League.
That's what I meant.
He's back with the Cardinals. He's back with it. Well, let's look at the National League. Let's look at the National League. Wilson Contreras, Chicago Cubs catcher. Paul Goldschmidt, St. Louis Cardinal first baseman. That's because there's so many. Yeah, there's so many first basemen that are having great years. The National League was, Jazz Chisholm Jr., second base for the Miami Marlins. That would have been Ozzie Albies, but he got injured. Trey Turner for the Los Angeles Dodgers is shortstop. He edged out shortstop Dabby Swanson in voting for the starting spot by 3 percentage points.
I didn't like that poll, but
so Manny Machado is the starting third baseman. Ronald Acuna Jr. got the second most votes of anybody in the voting. He's in the outfield. Mookie Betts is in the outfield. Jock Peterson is in the outfield. Bryce Harper is the designated hitter, but he's going to miss the game, so he's out. But he won in the voting. National League All-Star pitchers. Clayton Kershaw.
I am not a Bryce Harper fan.
I'm not either, but he's having a great year. Clayton Kershaw, Sandy Alcantara, Tony Gosselin, and he's probably going to start the game. I would think Gosselin's going to start the game because it's in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Although, you could start Clayton Kershaw if you wanted to, but I think Tony Gonsolin's had a better year. Corbin Burns from the Brewers, Louis Castillo, Joe Musgrave of the Padres, Max Fried, the Atlanta Braves starter, Edwin Diaz, Josh Hader. The relievers are ridiculous. Every reliever coming into games a closer. It's ridiculous. The All-Star reserves, William Contreras, the catcher for the Braves, DiArno, the catcher for the Braves, Colorado first baseman C.J. Cron, Pete Alonso, former Gator, New York Mets first baseman, Jeff McNeil, the New York Mets second baseman, Dansby Swanson, the Atlanta Braves shortstop, Nolan Ariendo, St. Louis third baseman, Kyle Schwarber, Philadelphia Phillies, Sterling Marte, New York Mets, Ian Happ, Juan Soto of the Nationals, an outfielder, and the last man on the roster for the National League All-Star, Albert Pujols, is returning to the All-Star game for the first time since 2015. And he got put, Snedeker, the manager for the Braves, put him on that team because it's his last season.
Yeah, and again, I think that's what the All-Star game is.
It's an exhibition game. Right? That's exactly what it's supposed to be about.
Yeah, people want to see the stars, and Albert Pujols, for 6 or 7 years, was the best player in baseball. And then he got really, really rich with the Angels, and now he's come back home to finish his career with the Cardinals, and he's playing out the string. And good for Albert. I mean, he has good at bats. Every 9th or 10th at the plate, he has a good at bat, but he's pretty terrible right now. But he deserves to be in the All-Star game.
Look, it was the first time I could remember in recent history when, as the Braves last Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were playing, and Thursday, were playing a 4-game set against the St. Louis Cardinals. Every time Albert Pujols came to bat, it was the first time in his career that I was like, oh, well, I'm glad he's up in this situation. We'll be able to get out of this situation. And you never could say that before, but he's a shell, and has been for a while, a shell of the player he once was.
That's exactly right. But again, age is undefeated, and I think he deserves to be in the All-Star game. He'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
How did he not get? How did he not get?
It's like always thinking somebody else's spot.
How does he get a pass? how does he get a pass and going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer when he would come up right through some of the steroid era? You know, he was always a big dude and everything. I mean, he was always ripped and everything. How did he not even get a mention in that situation?
Because it's the post-steroid era. Doesn't mean those guys aren't cheating. It's just considered the post-steroid era because of testing being in place. Look, we can't keep chasing our own tail in baseball. You know, I mean, at some point we just have to accept that the testing is working and that baseball is doing their very best. It's all you can do, right? It's all you can do at the end of the day.
It's all you can do. Hey, we need to talk about something. I didn't know about this until I read the story. You turned me on to the story, and so we need to talk about this. There have been 4 banks in China, the central Hainan province, that has frozen millions of dollars of deposits of its customers, bank depositors, during this COVID lockdown, the draconian way they locked China down. Deposited have staged several protest demonstrations in Jingzhou, provincial capital of Henan, over the past 2 months. But nobody's been listening to them. So on Sunday, more than 1,000 depositors from across China gathered outside the country's central bank, the People's Bank of China, the largest protest yet. And the Chinese government put it down pretty quick and pretty ferociously. What do you make of the banks going belly up, the Chinese people want their money, and the government saying either break up or we'll break you up? And they did yesterday. When you watch the video, there's some serious riot police that are taking these protesters, who, by the way, had no weapons or anything, and they beat them up pretty good.
Well, it's scary because, again, for every reason you said, they've been locked down, haven't been able to, they've had limited work, and if you get COVID, you get locked away. You know, it's scary because this is what happens with communism, right? The money doesn't belong to you. You have no assets. They all belong to the people. The government controls it for the people. And these individuals who trusted a bank are never going to see that money. They're just not. And I think this is just the beginning of a ripple effect that you're going to see throughout the financial market.
I mean, if you just watch this protest,
in a lot of ways, instigates things.
If you watch these protests, the way they're just dragging people down the stairs of this central bank and beating them with sticks and clubs, and I mean, as I'm watching the video, I go, is that an elderly woman? Sure enough, she looked to probably be in her 70s or 80s. She's being drugged down the concrete stairs. Some little boy gets shoved by the police down the stairs that was there with his parents, I guess. Why you would take your kid to this, I don't know. But, I mean, is this a precursor of what we're going to see in our economy, Galen?
I don't know if it'll be that bad. But I do think there's a very big risk that some other countries could follow. And I believe this is one of those stories everybody should follow and go and get sources from multiple organizations, because it's going to be covered completely different by each one of them, depending on what their slant is. So just, again, I bring it up because it's something we need to pay attention to, because it will have an impact on all of the global markets.
Well, you know, they've already shown a couple, 3 years ago how they have entire cities that are built with housing and malls and everything that the Chinese said they invested in as investments, and they're ghost towns that were built and never used, never utilized. People own houses in there that they thought they were going to use as rental properties that they're paying on, that they are getting no use out of and everything. This is an economy that's really been smoke and mirrors for a very long time.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. China makes their money outside of China, right? They make it in Central America. They make it in South America. They're making it in all of these different small European countries that they're going in Africa especially. They're going in and taking over their resources. That's where China makes its money, in investments in the U.S. China doesn't make money in China because there's nobody to make money off of. You know, the NBA wants that money because of the advertising, and people can just watch TV, and therefore they can sell products to. But there isn't a massive wealth the way there is in the U.S. Right? There is no middle class in China. Let's be very, very clear.
And the people obviously,
or you're a farmer.
And the people obviously don't know what's going on, because one lady told a news organization, I don't understand. Why would the government beat us up? Why would they try to keep us from our money? We're just ordinary people asking for our money back. So some people in China still don't get it.
That's it. No, and they never will. And the same is true in Russia. They don't have any idea what's going on in the Ukraine.
Let's take a quick phone call real quick. Good morning. You're on with Galen and Tom. You got about 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, how about China buying up all our farmland? And how about our government allowing it to happen? It's one big conspiracy act, if I ask me. Have a good day.
Well, and that's exactly what you said, Galen, about that China owns.
Well,
they make their money
invest.
Right. They invest in U.S. land, not China land. So.
There's nothing illegal about a non-U.S. citizen owning land in the U.S. It's not illegal.
Some people think it should be, but that's a whole different argument.
Well, there
whole
are many
different
countries where you cannot own land or property unless you're a citizen there. We're just not one of them.
Well, you can't go. A friend of mine has a grandparent that lives in Mexico, and they live in San Miguel de Allende, and they had to prove that they had 80% of their money was still in America, that they were viable and everything before they can't own property in this town, but they can rent property once they prove they're viable.
Sure.
So,
okay.
And that would never happen here. That would never happen here.
We could argue the merits of that, but right now it's not illegal.
Nope.
I hear that all the time. It's like, oh, they're doing no.
Well, it's not illegal.
We're in a capital. You either believe in capitalism or you don't.
Hey, speaking of something that's very legal, blood donation is very legal every day in this country. Where can people go if they want to donate blood today? Where's the blood mobile going to be?
Hey, today we're going to be out at the Walmart out in the shores, so please come check us out there. But as always, we're right on the boulevard, 1607 East Silver Springs Boulevard. Please just get out there, give the gift of life, donate blood, lifesouth.org. We're in emergency need of all blood types, so we need you.
Galen, from Life South, thanks to the good folks at Penn Flooring, Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, and Just Ship. Galen, talk to you tomorrow.
All right, bye all.
We'll be back.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
President Biden on Sunday encouraged Americans to keep protesting the Supreme Court's decision overturning Roe, as a large number of Americans approve of states making abortion laws in an effort to save the lives of babies. Biden is ready to